and then obviously the kind of the pièce de résistance, and everybody called it the Matrix phone. I'm going to call it the Matrix phone, but it wasn't the bloody Matrix phone. That was the 8110, and it was considerably larger than this, and not as small and as svelte and sexy. But let's be honest, it's the Matrix phone. It did this.
Retro unboxing.
Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jonathan, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to have a look at what I can sincerely and honestly say is, I think, my second favourite ever phone. I mean, I've had tons of mobile phones over the years. I mean, it's been 25 years. I've had more than one a year. I've probably had 100 mobile phones over the years, for various reasons. I've either owned, not liked, got rid of, or just, you know, you've been a pimp and a dealer and you've had two or three at once, so you've had different phones. But anyway, I think the iPhone 4/4S was probably my favoritist. And then this is my second favoritist phone. This was actually released in '99, which when I've just sort of checked online, did surprise me. I thought it was more like 2000, maybe 2001, because I had this phone when September the 11th happened, which was September the 11th in 2001. I just distinctly remember having this phone, and one of the reasons I remember having it is because this was, if not the first, it was certainly one of the first phones to have WAP, which I think stood for Wireless Application Protocol. But either way, whatever it stood for, it basically meant you could get some internet on your phone. What that was mainly was, as it says on the front there, email, news, sport, money and entertainment, and gambling, and in the UK it was very much, you know, easily accessible. It's got a slightly bigger screen than a couple of the older Nokias, and it was beautiful. It's still, I think now, a very beautiful phone. And if I were Nokia and I were going to be doing these re-releases, I would almost release this as is, but with just a nice, you know, colour OLED or a nice LCD screen. So, you know, this has been on my watch list for a couple of years. Pretty much since I started the channel, I've had a list in my head of, well, a written down list of things that I wanted to get hold of. Old consoles, games, and phones in particular, and I hadn't found one that was either not brand new and sealed, which is I would love to have, but were costing 500 quid, or again were just battered and honestly just didn't even want to own. So yeah, when this came up as part of a job lot of 9 phones for 350 quid, I dived on it like a child at a ball pool. But anyway, so then when I just went and picked them up, got them home, started to kind of inspect and run through everything, and as you can see, this is just unbelievable. It's collector's condition, it's museum condition, and I think it's just a real genuinely nice, I'm going to say, piece. You know, it's 23 odd years old. It's still got its Cellnet sleeve, which is just awesome. The box itself, maybe more so because it was in the sleeve, is, for want of a better word, perfect, because there are no, you know, discernible marks. If you went to the shop today and came out with this in your hand, you would think, you wouldn't think any different of it being new. That's just a box. I've looked at the phone, and the phone, you know, isn't quite as perfect, unfortunately, because the person I bought them off did use them. So I'm going to crack on with the unboxing because I've been blathering on again. I did buy a battery of eBay. It says Nokia on it, and it's a BPS as opposed to the original either BMS or BLS, and that means that it's particularly slim. And I think this was actually originally for the 6210, which came a little bit later, but were compatible. So I just went for the slim one. So, you know, I'd like to think I'm not even going to say purist, but you know, I like to have things as original as possible. But I've just not been able to find the either BMS or BLS battery that that is in new condition, and this is new, so it just finishes the job for me. A few bits of stuff in here. So because the phone had internet, you could plug it into your computer and you had CDs. You got an installation CD, so modem installation file, so you could plug your phone into a laptop and use it as a modem. I wonder if you can still do that. I might. I keep saying this. I might try that one day. I'd be surprised. Instruction manual, which I would imagine is largely the same as the 3210. There are basically instructions for every little thing you could possibly want to do. This did have the Navi roller, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, pretty comprehensive manual. And this, which has got some of this sticky gacky stuff on it, and then it's just a little. Oh, look at that! It's just telling you what accessories are available or were available. Right, okay. So just here, there's a bit of a graphic of what batteries are compatible with the phone. So it wasn't so much of a hack using a phone from a 6110 or 6210, should I say. It was always intended by Nokia, and they're just basically saying here that you could choose between a slimmer one that doesn't last as long or a fatter one that lasts much longer. And I have absolutely no idea how this is going to. Should I do this off? Got it. I was going to do that off camera, but I've managed to sort it out. So let's shut that back up. Various stickers and things. These are, you know, telephone numbers, IMEI numbers, whatever. Serial numbers. This phone did come with, yes, I think this was actually bundled by Cellnet, so it's not Nokia branded, but it had a little hands-free kit. Whether that's original or not, I don't know. There's the original battery. It was, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but yeah, you can immediately see that one's shiny, so all of the plastic's just kind of worn off over the years. So that's the old battery, and this is the one that I've picked up, which is either a genuine original or a good fake. Whatever. Came with the slightly newer style charger. Although I would, yeah, because it fits in the box. I was just wondering whether that had been put in here by mistake or what. But what we're here to see is this, and there were a few things for me that made this stand out, and one of the reasons that I kind of call this my favourite phone, second favourite phone. It's up there, top three. One is the finish. So you've got that kind of flip. You used to get the sort of paint jobs on Subarus where it looked a different colour depending what way what angle that you were looking at it from, and that was kind of this flip, kind of green or red, and the finish was beautiful. I I'm surprised that this one had the aerial, but honestly, something wouldn't quite look right about it without the little stubby aerial. 2, 3. Am I at 3? C, 3. Got a really big screen compared to the kind of 3210. The screen's considerably larger. You had the ability to use it with this up or down, so you could you could still operate it whether you've got the thing up or down. You've got this little navy wheel, I think it was called. What did it say on the? I'm sure it was navy wheel. And then obviously the kind of the pièce de résistance, and everybody called it the Matrix phone. I'm going to call it the Matrix phone, but it wasn't the bloody Matrix phone. That was the 8110, and it was considerably larger than this, and not as small and as svelte and sexy. But let's be honest, it's the Matrix phone. It did this. I'm going to do it again. It's just so satisfying. If YouTube thumbnails could be a GIF, it'd be that opening. But the noise, and then just the aesthetic, how it sits in your hand, and actually it will sit in my hand better if I've got the battery in. But the coolness levels were just off of the charts. Turn it on. Is it going to say hello Robert Mitchell? No, just insert SIM card. I need to insert a SIM card. I've left the SIM card in the 3210 that I was looking at last, dickhead. Back in a second. SIM card's in. Phone on. Oh, Nokia graphic. And then put the time in. So I shall put the time in. Oh, it's gone off. Oh, this is so much better. So as much as I'd got fond memories of the 3210, this is just so much nicer to use. Just the scroll wheel. Oh. Right, so quick run through the menu, and then I'm going to pick out a couple of things to look at. So messages, not really relevant. Call register, not really relevant. Profiles, again, same as all Nokia. You could have the outdoor kind of loud profile. Pages, so it just goes on to like vibrate or whatever. Then we have settings, time settings. I'm like, I just don't need to do that. Phone settings, welcome note. Settings, no security settings, time settings, call settings, phone settings, communication settings, info service. Not really worried. Why would listen to voice messages be in communication settings? Voicemail box, number of service, command editor. So this is going to have quite a few extra settings over the like 3210 or the older phones, because you've got the ability to do the whole like WAP thing. So there's I'm sure there's some settings related to that. Call divert. When does anybody call divert nowadays? But you always seem to be using call divert back in the day. Games. Snake 2. Come on. One player. Ooh, this has got like a little maze. Ooh, missed it. Top score. Rotation racket, bit of tennis. So is this just a poxy pong? Oh, and you could use the joystick thing, the little navi roller for the tennis racket lot. Oh, that's wicked. Smash. I mean, I must have played this for hours. At the time that I had this phone, where I worked was about 15 miles away from where I lived, and I was on the bus every day, so this would have absolutely have been something that I did quite a lot of. Calculator, always present. Calendar. Weird. Right, yeah, so infrared, so we could... Oh, now we've activated the infrared. You can see that it's waiting for a signal, so this will be sending as opposed to receiving. And like I think I mentioned earlier, you would have been able to access the internet using on your laptop using your phone as a modem. Right, so there are some bookmarks there. Let's see if we can use Club Nokia. No. So I'm getting just an error. So it tries to dial. I'm just trying to get out of the light a little bit. Sorry about that. Tries to dial, connecting to services. You've just heard it disconnect, and then you just got an error message saying check network settings or something like that. So maybe someone out there knows how to, whether you can still connect via WAP to the internet. It looks like Profiles has the option to personalize. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's really loud. I can see the audio levels on my monitors going crazy. I mean, this must have really pissed off thousands of people on buses. Jesus Christ. It feels like I've got to hold it down. The vibration is so strong, it's unbelievable. Oh, there are more than 14 ringtones. Christ. Yeah, I'd have had mosquito without a doubt. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I am extremely pleased, extremely pleased to have this, and I genuinely wish it had just, if Nokia re-released this exact shell but with some fancy new internals, and I would have one, just a nice colour screen, and maybe maybe you could get a QWERTY keyboard in there. So, funnily enough, you can't actually pull this down. You've got to. Awesome. Right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed having a look at my lovely new 7110 Nokia 7110 from 1999. It's genuinely it's beautiful. They don't make them like they used to. Thanks for watching. hopefully I'll see you on the next one. See you soon. Bye now.
Retro Unboxing.